With the T.I. situation, if he did that, you're a fucking rat too. I don't spare no motherfucking body. Because if you doing anything wrong, you doing anything criminal-wise, and you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're cooperating, that means you're a rat.
You have any questions for me?
No.
You need anything to go with you?
My phone.
Your phone? Where's your phone at?
In the car.
We're in the car.
Sexual.
I'm not looking for phones, I'm looking for drugs and guns.
I gotta say something about this, bro. Dwayne Wade, you gone too fucking far, dog. That is a male. A 12-year-old. At 12, they don't even know what their next meal gonna be.
I am one of you niggas who have been to the penitentiary before, man. What happened when a motherfucker say somebody ain't right and they goddamn show their paperwork and they is right? What's the penalty for that? Can somebody tell me what is that punishable by? Somebody tell me that.
But I'm gonna tell you like this, when I saw that, I think T.I. fucking lying.
King Harris keeps finding himself in the middle of controversy. Right now, the buzz surrounding him has reached new heights. We're not talking about his previous incidents, the restaurant altercations, dangerous driving, or missed court appearances. This current situation is on a completely different level.
Tell me. It been 20 years, bro. It been 20 years. I figure if I wasn't built like that, it'll show by now. It been 20 years, bro. I done faced every challenge a motherfucker that like to throw at me, man. You ain't seen me fold, you ain't seen me break that.
Word is that his child's mother supposedly released a recording that social media users quickly classified as compromising content. Before anyone could determine its authenticity, the internet had already gone into overdrive. Here's what makes this interesting. For a long time, there have been ongoing discussions about King's personal life. Social media users have made various comments about his appearance and behavior. Some people suggested his child was just for show. Now this alleged release has given those same voices new material to push their existing theories. The truth doesn't seem to matter because once social media gets hold of something, it never lets up. Making matters worse, Boosie, decided to get involved, but instead of targeting King directly, he aimed his criticism at T.I.
With the T.I. situation, if he did that, you're a fucking rat too. I don't spare no motherfucking body. Because if you doing anything wrong, you doing anything criminal-wise, and you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're cooperating, that means you're a rat.
That strategic move transformed this whole mess from personal gossip about King into a full-blown family conflict. Suddenly, the internet stopped focusing solely on King. They're now treating this like major rap beef. They're digging into questions about fatherhood, street credibility debates, his public meltdowns, and Boosie's long-standing issues with T.I. himself. The attention isn't just on King anymore. It's revealing everything connected to him too. Way before this recording became a topic, people were already questioning King's relationship with his baby's mother.
That's my baby. That's my baby. Get it?
Right from when she announced her pregnancy, the internet was skeptical. The first thing they pointed out was the age difference. She's older than him, and fans immediately said she knew exactly what she was doing. Videos of King with the baby and his baby's mother went viral everywhere. But instead of quieting the doubters, the negative comments only got worse. That's when the financial speculation began. People insisted she only had that baby to secure access to the Harris family wealth. They argued she saw the fame, the reputation, and the money tied to that last name and decided to guarantee her position by getting pregnant.
I live with my grandma. You know, we'll go to the house on like the weekend. They'll say, hey, we shooting today. We need y'all at the house. They'll come get me from my grandma's house. And right after we done, when the cameras go off, I'm right back to my grandma's house.
Whether accurate or not didn't matter. Online gossip spreads faster than verified information. When the baby arrived, instead of ending the speculation, the questions only got louder. People started claiming the baby didn't resemble King, adding comments about how he was just trying to appear mature and responsible. King wasn't having any of that. He went online calling the baby his mini-me and sharing comparison photos saying, "Nobody can tell me this isn't my child." But the harder he tried to convince people, the more they refused to believe him. Here's where it gets complicated. This wasn't just about paternity questions anymore.
But what I'm saying is, they wasn't.
You can talk like that outside.
Hey, I can talk how the fuck I want to wherever I'm at. I'm on live, Shawty. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. This ain't your fucking restaurant. This ain't your fucking restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Who the hell is he? What's your name?
What's your name?
My name King. You know it and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. File your shit.
Come back.
What? On game what? On game what? Come here. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. Come here. Come on.
Those same social media users have been suggesting for years that King was concealing something about his personal identity. So when his baby's mother became pregnant, the internet immediately created their own story. Oh, he's just trying to prove a point. Jump to this alleged tape surfacing, and those same people are bringing up old evidence saying, look, this was always the strategy. Use a baby to silence the rumors. That's how intense the discussion became. Instead of appearing to shut down the criticism, it only gave his detractors fresh ammunition to attack him. But honestly, this isn't the first time people have accused King of performing a role. For years, critics have said he's been pretending to live a street lifestyle he never actually experienced. He talks aggressively, gets into conflicts, acts like he's from the rough neighborhoods. But then people remember he's T.I. and Tiny's son. He was raised with financial security and spent most of his younger years at his grandmother's house. Nothing's wrong with that background, but it doesn't exactly suggest he came up through hardship.
Well, I mean, of course I spoke with my son. You know, me and his uncles. You know, we were perplexed by his necessity to go back and forth with a short order cook. I didn't understand why he felt he needed to stop what he was doing to engage someone who was at such another level of life. And I had to explain to him that, you know, when people are not living the way they hope they would live, and here you is walking in with so much freedom and luxury, and you know, people gonna posture themselves a certain way. So therefore, you're gonna have to enjoy your life. You're gonna have to remove yourself from that energy and go enjoy your life.
Whenever King goes online talking about being from the streets, the comments fill up with "be real." They say he's forcing an identity that doesn't match his reality, and it makes his entire persona seem fake. It's like King is battling on two fronts at once, trying to prove his manhood and fatherhood while also convincing everyone he's a tough street character. But instead of making him appear stronger, the stress just makes his public breakdowns worse. That breakdown reached a tipping point when the Waffle House footage went viral. King was recorded on camera having a heated argument with workers, loud and confrontational over fast food. The internet couldn't believe T.I. and Tiny's son was acting out like that in public.
If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any of my questions or make any statements. So my question to you is, I found just a non-felony in that ashtray in the back, as well as in that basketball sleeve. So I'm gonna go over here and talk to these guys, and someone has to get charged with it. It's not.
I'm not talking.
You're not gonna talk to me? I gotcha. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't.
You need anything to go with you?
My phone.
Your phone? Where's your phone at?
In the car.
We're in the car.
Search me.
I'm not looking for phones, I'm looking for drugs and guns. What kind of phone is it?
What color is your phone?
It's a clear case.
Even T.I went on social media the following day, saying he couldn't comprehend why his son would lower himself to arguing with restaurant employees. He mentioned that he and King's uncles tried to remind him that he lives a lifestyle most people only dream about, so why destroy it by behaving that way? But apparently that guidance didn't work because things got worse soon after. In 2024, King was stopped by police in Georgia and officers said he nearly collided with a patrol car while leaving a gas station. They detected marijuana in his BMW, spotted a firearm on him, and when they checked his background, they discovered an outstanding warrant from 2022. That previous case involved speeding, driving without a valid license, and even a DUI charge. He was supposed to show up in court, but didn't, which is why the warrant was still active.
I gotta say something about this, bro. Dwayne Wade, you gone too fucking far, dog. That is a male. A 12-year-old. At 12, they don't even know what their next meal gonna be. They don't have it figured out yet. He might meet a woman, anything, at 16 and fall in love with her. But his be gone. How you gonna... Like, bro, you going too far, dog. Don't cut his off, bro. Like, bro, for real. If he gonna be gay, let him be gay. But don't cut his off, bro.
The arrest footage spread across the internet showing him handcuffed and taken directly to county jail. King remained composed in the video, but fans were anything but calm. For them, this confirmed his life was completely out of control. Now, add that on top of the new recording rumors, and people began saying the whole baby situation, the tough guy image, the public outbursts, they were all just distractions from something deeper. That's when Boosie entered the picture and everything became even more chaotic. Instead of mocking King directly, he went straight after T.I, making subtle digs about his parenting skills. Fans immediately recognized the disrespect. This wasn't just about King's drama. This was an opportunity to humiliate T.I in front of everyone. Boosie inserting himself into King's mess wasn't random drama. It was a calculated move with personal history behind it. You see, Boosie has a long history of making bold, controversial statements, especially regarding sexuality. This is the same person who once had to publicly apologize to his own daughter, Yaya, after making offensive remarks about her.
And one of you niggas would have been to the penitentiary before, man. What happened when a motherfucker say somebody ain't right and they got there show their paperwork and they is right? What's the penalty for that? Can somebody tell me what is that punishable by? Somebody tell me that. See, most of you motherfuckers ain't never been in no trouble. Motherfuckers ain't never been nowhere. Anybody tell me. It been 20 years, bro. It been 20 years. I figure if I wasn't built like that, it'll show by now. It been 20 years, bro. I done faced every challenge motherfucker that like to throw at me, man. You ain't seen me fold, you ain't seen me break down yet. Matter of fact, I come out smelling too good, the way you nigga think something wrong.
He posted on Instagram saying he was sorry, but everyone knew he meant his original comments. That's why when people saw him getting involved in King's scandal, the internet immediately called him out for being hypocritical, like how are you criticizing someone else's child when you can barely manage your own family? It felt less like humor and more like a personal attack on T.I himself. And here's the thing. Boosie isn't exactly living peacefully right now either. He just accepted a plea agreement on some firearm charges. And depending on how things unfold, he could be facing significant prison time. So why was he out there trolling King Harris? Because this wasn't about getting attention. It was about T.I and a conflict that's been building for years. To understand why Boosie couldn't resist throwing shade, you need to go back to where their beef originally started. It all began when Boosie spoke out about Dwayne Wade's daughter after she came out as transgender. He made harsh statements that the internet quickly labeled as transphobic. And one of the strongest voices calling him out was T.I. Tip, went straight to Instagram telling Boosie to mind his own business and stop worrying about other people's children. That moment planted the seed for a conflict that's only gotten bigger because shortly after that, Boosie struck back, accusing T.I of being an informant in his old federal gun case. That hit a nerve. T.I responded saying he wasn't going to let anyone disrespect his family and made it clear he wasn't afraid to confront Boosie directly. From there, the attacks just kept coming. That summer, Boosie started criticizing T.I.'s parenting approach, especially when Tip admitted he once accompanied his daughter to the gynecologist, a moment that sparked major controversy. Boosie blasted T.I for being controlling, while T.I fired back, saying Boosie was the last person who should be giving parenting advice. Their words escalated from subtle comments to direct personal attacks about family credibility and parenting skills. The beef stopped sounding like rap competition. It was two grown men going after each other's reputations. For a moment, It seemed like they resolved things. Both went online saying there wasn't any real problem between them, that they were moving forward. But by 2023, the conflict started again. This time, Boosie accused T.I. of not supporting him during his own legal troubles. T.I. wasn't having it. He told Boosie directly he wasn't babysitting him and wasn't required to defend someone who kept disrespecting him. That's when everyone realized this wasn't just attention-seeking. This was personal. Boosie held a grudge, and every opportunity he got, he was going to provoke T.I. So fast forward to King Harris's scandal. And the timing made complete sense. Boosie wasn't laughing at King just for entertainment. He saw an opportunity to embarrass T.I. publicly using King as the target. With King caught up in internet rumors and viral drama, Boosie slid in like perfect timing to twist the knife. That's why the internet immediately recognized it as shade at Tip, not King. And trust me, the people loved it. Once Boosie spoke, the criticism exploded online and the trolls attacked King Harris. Some of the comments were absolutely vicious. One person wrote, "He was always strange looking to me. Too bad he took after Tiny and not T.I." And that hurt because people have been mocking King's appearance since he was young. Others attacked him even harder, comparing him to Sideshow Bob from The Simpsons. Memes started spreading. Side-by-side pictures were posted all over Twitter and Instagram. And the internet ran with it like wildfire. But the comment that really stirred things up was, "King about to be queen." That line didn't just mock him. It brought back all the old discussions about his identity, adding fuel to a fire that was already burning out of control. That's what makes this whole situation bigger than just some leaked video. It shows how people never stopped questioning King, no matter how many times he tried to prove himself. For years, every action he took, having a baby, acting tough, acting out in public, got twisted into something else. And now, with Boosie stirring the pot, the conversation shifted from simple gossip into something way deeper. The internet stopped seeing it as King's personal drama and started framing it as a reflection of T.I.'s family, T.I.'s parenting, and the long-standing conflict between Tip and Boosie. Think about it. T.I. has spent years trying to protect his reputation, keeping his family together in the spotlight. And now his son is front and center in a scandal that allows one of his biggest rivals to mock him. For Boosie, this was less about King's reputation and more about scoring a victory against Tip. And the internet being what it is, they fueled it even more, sharing old clips, digging up old quotes, and turning it into a circus. King might be the face of the drama, but Boosie and T.I. are the real players in the background, turning a messy situation into another round of rap politics. And here's where it gets even more twisted. King himself seems trapped in the middle. On one side, he's dealing with the non-stop internet trolls, paternity rumors, and sexuality speculation. On the other side, his name is being used as ammunition in a grown man feud between his dad and Boosie. Every mistake, every rumor, every misstep becomes a headline. And instead of just hurting King, it puts pressure on T.I. too. For the internet, this isn't just about King's choices. It's about whether T.I. failed as a father. That's why this scandal hit different. It wasn't just embarrassing King. It was designed to humiliate Tip. By the time this alleged tape was circulating, King Harris was no longer just a young man making mistakes. He had become a walking headline, every move dissected and flipped into scandal. The crazy part is how the internet never forgets. People dragged out every old rumor, every messy moment, and every questionable decision to paint a picture of a kid spiraling out of control. But what's really happening is deeper. It's a clash of image, legacy, and pressure. King's been trying to balance, proving he's a man, a father, and a street figure. But all of it keeps colliding and blowing back in his face. When the trolls see him slip, they don't just laugh, they feast on it. Take the Waffle House fight, for example. That single video went from being a random clip to an online spectacle. Memes, reactions, breakdowns. It was everywhere. And instead of people seeing it as a frustrated young man losing his cool, they turned it into another reason to mock him for pretending to live a gangster lifestyle. Then came the arrest footage. Calm or not, being handcuffed with marijuana smoke in the car and a gun on your person only reinforced the narrative that he's trying too hard to live a life he wasn't raised in. For the internet, this wasn't a mistake. It was evidence of a fake persona. And once people believe you're pretending, every move you make gets magnified 10 times bigger. What makes it worse is how King's attempts to fight back always seem to fuel the fire instead of cooling it down. When he went online calling his son his twin, trying to shut down paternity talk, trolls twisted it into more proof he was overcompensating. When he bragged about being tough, people threw his privileged upbringing back in his face. Even when he stayed quiet during the arrest, the silence itself was spun into a storyline about him hiding something. No matter what move King makes, it's like the internet already has the next angle ready. That's the kind of trap celebrity kids fall into. Every choice is either mocked, doubted, or turned into proof for a narrative that never dies. But here's where things hit harder. The way Boosie flipped this into a weapon against T.I. shows just how messy rap politics can get. Instead of letting King deal with his own situation, Boosie saw it as an opening to reignite his personal beef with Tip. And the truth is that feud has been bubbling for years, with shots fired over everything from parenting to credibility. Now King's scandal gave Boosie a fresh stage to perform on, and the internet couldn't resist playing along. Every subtle comment Boosie made was amplified, dissected, and reposted, not because people cared about King, but because they loved seeing two rap heavyweights indirectly going at it again. And that's the saddest part. King isn't just fighting trolls. He's caught in the crossfire of a feud that existed long before him. The internet isn't only questioning his identity or his choices. They're using him as a pawn to measure T.I.'s success or failure as a father. For Tip, who spent his career building a brand on family, hustle, and respect, having his son turned into a public punchline cuts deep. That's exactly why Boosie's shade stings. It's not just about King. It's about undermining T.I.'s entire legacy. Now, whether that tape is real, fake, or just an elaborate hoax almost doesn't matter anymore. The damage is already done. The paternity rumors, the sexuality speculation, the gangster cosplay accusations, all of it merged into one giant internet narrative that won't go away overnight. King Harris has officially become a symbol of messy celebrity drama, where your personal life gets ripped apart and used against the people closest to you. And unless he finds a way to flip the script, every new move he makes will just feed the cycle again. The internet is brutal, and when you're the child of hip-hop royalty, the standards are even harsher. King wanted to be seen as grown, tough, and independent. But instead, he's trapped in an endless game of scrutiny where trolls, critics, and even other rappers decide the storyline for him. And with Boosie refusing to back off, the feud with T.I. is only going to keep dragging his name into more drama. Right now, it feels like King's identity, T.I.'s legacy, and Boosie's grudge have all collided in one chaotic storm that shows no signs of slowing down. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about a tape or a rumor. It's about power, pride, and image. The internet thrives off scandal. And when it comes to King Harris, they've got more than enough to chew on. His baby mama, his fights, his arrests, his family drama, his father's beefs, it's all one big spectacle. The only question left is whether King will crash completely under the weight of it or somehow flip the chaos into control. But one thing's for sure, the world is watching. The trolls are waiting, and every mistake will be broadcast louder than the last. So now the ball's in King's court. Either he takes control of his narrative or lets it spiral further. But no matter what, one thing is clear, the internet won't be letting go anytime soon. And with Boosie and T.I.'s history in the mix, the drama is far from over. Buckle up, because this story isn't ending here. It's only getting started. And if you're locked in with me on this breakdown, don't forget, subscribe, share, like, and drop a comment so we can keep digging into the stories the industry doesn't want you to.